Jeff Lowenstein. Exactly where did your association with the Bar and Grill begin?
Well, it was like this, all right? You know, 8th grade, you know, I was pretty much myself. Freshman year, so I met this guy named Ray DeGraw. Little did I know that he was the owner of this fine establishment. I did not know that at the time. I learned that after a while, and one day I was at Roy Rogers, or no, actually it was McDonald's with the youth group.
The youth group. Go into that a little more.
Well, youth group, it's basically, you know, a bunch of bullshit Christian. You know, it was a way to get out of my house on Wednesday. You know
so this is ultimately where you and your creator Ray met.
And I'll tell you how it happened too. You see, I always thought he was a dork when I saw him. He looked like a dork. I never knew who the fuck he was, right? So here's what happened. I got a cup of coffee. I like black coffee, so I was gonna go outside with my coffee and smoke a cigarette. And he said, "Yeah, let me come with you." And I was like, "No, little boy, wait. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette." He's like, "Yeah, I know. You got one for me?" And then I looked at his coffee. He had black coffee. And it was kind of like a male bonding thing. We both had black coffee. I didn't even know he smoked, you know? So we're out and he's telling me wedding stories about how he got plastered at his wedding. He's smoking in front of his mom. I thought he was a great guy. And I was like, you know, this kid's pretty cool if he's not a bullshit. I mean, I do know some bullshitters. I won't mention any names, but one signed the guest list, you know. But anyway,
Excuse me, one signed the guest...
I'll be right with you.
To the left.
Now this is the guest list.
No, the next fucking, yeah.
Keith McGinnis is right there.
That's not... No, to the left.
Fucking idiot.
Is that it? Chad Bohannon. Where did you and Chad go wrong?
Never went right. Alright, so anyway, I was with the guy, we were drinking, you know, it was great. Then I don't actually remember the first time that I actually had my first alcoholic experience in this fine establishment, but I know it happened somewhere around there. Let me think. I honestly can't remember, you know. Actually I remember, I don't know, just Bud Dry sounds familiar, but I really don't remember. But we just became closer and closer. You know, we started hanging out a lot, and I realized he was a great guy, and it just went off from there, boom.
And it basically went into the cosmos. And
that's exactly.
When did your first drinking experience with Ray DeGraw? When was that?
I'm not sure the exact date. I mean, you know, we do it so often, it kind of hurts the brain cells a little. Yeah, it all melts together.
Did,
Put it this way.
Do you approve of teenage drinking?
Of course. It's a beautiful thing. See, whenever I see a beer, I associate it with the Bar and Grill. I think of Ray, I think of Max, I think of Frank, I think of all the guys.
Have you ever dabbled in drugs in your time?
No.
Because many in this scene do get succumbed into the world of drug addiction.
Bar and Grill is more about being free. You know, do what you want, but there's no pressure. If you want to, go ahead, but you don't have to. You know, there's really no pressure in the B&G. That's what's so great about it.
How do you spread your time, giving time to the Bar and Grill and playing bass, or safe to say? How do you manage your time?
Well, this comes first, you know? Bar and Grill always comes first, no matter what. I mean, the band, you know, it's great, it's fun.
So if Dave Addis or John Christie said, I want you to go to practice day, but Ray needed help putting a new floor in.
I would be here in 2 seconds, you know, because I love, this place is like kind of like my home, you know. I try to do what I can, you know, I'm a little late on payments sometimes, but I do what I can, you know what I'm saying? I'll get it to him, is what I'm trying to say. And I love to help him with the place. The place is great, it's fantastic.
Is there any last words you'd like to say before we stop the interview?
Actually, there is. I ain't no cowboy, but I'm one hell of a stud.